Hi everyone, it's Amanda Ellis. It's the 6th of June 2018. I don't know whether you'll actually view this on the 6th of June, I have to be honest, because it's already 10 to 2 and it's taken me a while to get going today. So, but anyway, the intention is that it's made on the 6th. And yeah, we've got this 6/6 portal, and what I felt would be nice to do would be to do some colour therapy, because we talk about light explosions all the time and portals of light and more light coming into our planet, and it's like, well, what the hell does that mean? And what we have to understand is that colour is light, light is colour. So I thought it would be a great opportunity to talk about colour. I'm also going to top and tail this video, which is going to be above all a teaching video actually. I'm not going to be pulling any cards. I went onto Facebook last night, my page, Angelic Celestial Colours, and what I've asked people is what are their least favourite colours. And I did that deliberately because the colours we tend to struggle with, or dislike actually, sometimes actively dislike or struggle with, are usually the colours that we need. Okay, so I thought I would look at what the need is out there. What are the colours that we're struggling with? So I've got my Facebook open, and I can look at comments as they come in, although there are so many. I think there's over 200 of you that have responded, so thank you very much for joining in the game. Because colour is a game, colour is about play, but that isn't to say that it hasn't got a very powerful power behind it, and I'm going to explain more about that. But I'm going to top and tail this video, if I may. I don't often go salesy on you, but I don't often do full-blown colour therapy workshops, and this year I am doing one, and I'm going to be in Canada, and I'm going to tell you where I'm going to be, because this is really giving a glimpse of the way that I work with colour, and also I guess showcasing just what I know, because I have been working with colour for an awfully long time. It's my passion. So I am going to be at Oakville in Ontario. We found a beautiful venue beside the lake. It's called the Harbour Banquet and Conference Centre, if you want to look it up. It's just the most stunning venue beside water, and I have space for 44, okay? So I am going to be there in September of this year, September the 13th and the 14th, 2018, running what I'm calling colour therapy for the fifth dimensional world. But you know, what the hell to call it? Such a huge subject. But we're going to have 2 days where we completely and utterly immerse ourselves in the colour rays, and we learn a bit about ourselves, we learn a lot about colour, and hopefully I can bring my passion and my experience that has made me who I am, to be honest, with colour to you. So I will remind you of that workshop, and also the links are on my website as well to that. So let's get on with it. Before I go into the colours, I want to just say, I want you to maybe think what your earliest memory of colour is consciously, okay? Because I don't know whether you have ever thought about that. I wonder if you've ever thought about your earliest colour memory. It's one of those things we sort of take for granted a lot of the time. And when we actually think about it and start to connect with it, we realise how powerful it is. One of my earliest memories of colour is when I started school, and I was at primary school in the reception year. So I guess I would have been about 4, and had a lovely teacher. And in reception, I don't know what it is around the rest of the world, but effectively a lot of it is about play, and it's about learning starting to learn how to write and read, although I think my dad had done a pretty good job before I started. But anyway, one of my favourite moments of the school day, as well as getting my bottle of milk, because you used to get a little bottle of milk, and about, I don't know what time of day that was, I remember that. But every week the teacher would have what she called a colour table, and I hadn't really linked it with my love of what I do now until quite recently. But the colour table was just a normal table that the teacher laid out with a white cloth, and she encouraged you to bring one thing that was red or orange or blue, whatever the colour theme was for that week, and put it onto the table. And I always remember the gold table in particular. I remember the week that we did the gold table. And years later, of course, now with my understanding of what gold means, I think, wow, how astute was I as a 4-year-old little girl, because I was incredibly shy, terribly, terribly shy, quite socially awkward in many ways, and had a few issues. And gold is the colour about remembering and reclaiming our divine light and stepping into that, stepping into our I am essence. So I remember seeing the gold table. I can't remember what I put onto it, but I remember just being in wonder by it. You know, it wasn't the pink table for me, it was the gold table. And I do remember going home, and every week it would be, what have we got that's blue, Mum? What have we got that's pink? What can I take that's red? And it opened up my eyes. And years later, of course, I sit here now talking to you, and I'm sitting in front of these amazing bottles, which you see me using in my videos. I'm really proud of them, actually. I'm really proud of them. I'm proud of the work that we do, and it's me and a team of people behind the success of these. Tracy obviously is making them for me now, but they were birthed by me and they were created by me, and I love them, and they just feel like, you know, my babies really, that have gone out into the world and are doing great work. So I wanted to explain a little bit about what they are. But let's go back to your least favourite colours. So in no particular order. This isn't, by the way, particularly scientific, because I have to say, because there's so many comments, I haven't had the time to go through and actually done a manual count, but it looks like your least favourite colours, top of the list is brown, okay? Followed by yellow, seems to be one that a lot of people struggle with. Followed by lime or olive green, which I must admit does surprise me, but then again doesn't surprise me when I sort of because I have an understanding of what that's about. Some people don't like orange, and those are the main ones that I'm pulling out. Other people are saying grey, other people are saying black. Well, black actually is, I'm not really classing black as a colour. Black has absorbed all the colours basically. In colour therapy, although we do look at black, I don't have a black bottle in my range. I did have a few years ago, and it was very hard to keep the energy stable because black absorbs, so it tended to absorb negativity, and it wasn't a particularly nice bottle to spray, to be perfectly honest, so we changed it. It's now indigo, which obviously has light within it, light in the dark. But yeah, those are the colours. So brown, yellow and lime green, I think are probably the colours I'll concentrate on today, but we'll see how we go. I probably could talk for days about colour, so I have to be careful here because this is supposed to be an introductory video, just to showcase what colour is and get you thinking about it in a different way. So are you ready to go? All right, I'm going to start with brown. So I'm going to use my sprays, obviously, because I've got all of the colours represented here. Within the range that I do, these are the two brown, the brown energies. They both link into the earth, okay? So we have the earth elemental, and if I put the bottle sideways on, you can just see a little bit more of the colour tone. And we have bronze. Bronze is a colour that links into the Earth Star chakra beneath our feet, okay? So those are our two colours. And maybe just as I'm putting them up, just tune into them and do a gauge 1 to 10. What are they doing? Are you liking the look of them? And when I'm saying liking the look of them, of course, I'm talking about their energy. Above all, it's the energy. Colour is energy. I'm going to spray one, and I'm going to go for the most brown. I'm going to go for earth, okay? So let's go for earth, and let's just spray this and soak into the energy of this ray, okay? The least favourite ray, the least favourite colour ray. So many struggle with me. So many struggle with their incarnation here upon Gaia. So many struggle with being able to get the thoughts in their heads down into the material, planted, and to walk their dreams and make their dreams reality. So many dislike putting their hands into the soil and feeling the fertile ground within their fingertips. So many seek to go higher, but do not wish to go deeper. We look at the beauty of the flowering blossom tree with awe and beauty. Yet we do not do the same to that which we cannot see underground, the rich, fertile, brown roots of that tree that gives life to the pink blossom. Those that tend to struggle with brown as an energy. Brown is to do with grounding. It's to do with earthing. And I think a lot of people on their spiritual path, myself included, struggle with that from time to time. There is a tendency to want to escape, to reach higher, to enjoy the best bits of spiritual growth. Those wow moments, those moments of bliss, feeling completely connected to a higher power, higher being, stretching out angelically, stretching out into the cosmos, stretching out into the galaxy. How wonderful is that? How light is that? How majestic is that? How many of us want to go deep, deep into Gaia? She has just as much beauty to reveal as the sky above. The thing with Metatron as an energy is he teaches as above, so below. And that both are important, just as important as each other. When I did a recent radio interview with Paige Hall, I might have said this in my last video, sorry, I don't forget what I say on each video. I don't remember what I say on each video, but I will just recall this because it's relevant for this video. Metatron showed me the beautiful rainbow that we know above, all the 7 colours and the new colours that are coming in. And then he showed me this rainbow that's underneath the earth, within the earth, the rich colours of the earth. And it's like if you could only put your hands into that and put your roots down deeper into that and love that, you would be amazed at what is within the earth. The rich browns, the black coal, the crystals, the vegetation, the rocks, so many layers. When I came to try to work out what was the colour of the Earth Star chakra, which lies beneath our feet, I really struggled because some teaching out there says that it's black and white. I'm not saying it's not black and white because my personal belief is that all the chakras eventually become rainbows. But it didn't resonate with me for my personal set of healing sprays I wanted to bring through. And I said to Archangel Sandalphon, I said, well, what is the colour? What's the colour of Earth? How can we just have one colour? Sorry, not just for Earth, but for the Earth Star. And so we came up with bronze, and it just felt as though bronze was a melding of different energies, a merging of different energies to try to represent this multicoloured hue, which is so hard to capture, whether in a bottle or anything else. So yes, there is sometimes when we have a reluctance or we struggle with brown, there is this aversion to getting grounded. And what does that actually mean? It means to be fully present, to really be fully present in every single moment, to be here today, living life to the full, fully engaged, fully tuned in, fully present. And a lot of people struggle with that. And that's what the brown energy can help us with, to put our feet firmly down onto the ground. I've seen this myself when I've done fairs in the past, and I remember there was one lady in particular who really didn't like the brown bottles at all. And I just said to her, I said, just bear with me, will you? Can I just at least spray it around you? And she said, oh, go on then. So with her permission, I sprayed it around herself. And it took, and this is one interesting thing about colour. Colour is instantaneous. Your body gets it instantly. It took 30 seconds. And she came back to me without knowing any of the reasons why I was even spraying it, because I could see she was ungrounded. I could see she was floaty. And she said, my God, she said, it's literally as though I suddenly can feel my feet on the floor. Well, her feet had obviously been on the floor. She wasn't levitating, but she was fully there. The other thing with the brown energy is it's about fully being present in your physical body, not trying to escape your physical body, not trying to escape from your pains, your ailments, not trying to escape from your thoughts that might be in your mind. It's about fully embodying your earthly incarnation. And we see it a lot with children, actually. Children often come in and it's sort of hard to describe, but it's as though they drop in, obviously, at conception, that they drop in at birth. They are there, the physical baby is there. But what often is apparent is they're only 75% actually in their body. Some people can go their whole life only being a percentage within their body. It's as though there is an aspect of them which is always going to be floaty and not physically present. It's happened to me many times, actually. I'm getting better at it now. But I certainly used to have kinesiology sessions, and the lady would say to me, she'd say, Amanda, you know, come back. You're not quite here. I have to say, working with the angelic realm, it's something you have to watch, because obviously by nature, we can be a bit floaty. So it's always about bring yourself back, put your roots down, be present, be fully 100% present in your body. And most people don't want to be 100% present in their body because it can feel a bit yucky. It can feel a bit heavy. It's much nicer, some may suggest, to feel floaty, to have escaped it a little while. That's why people drink, that's why people smoke, that's why people take drugs, that's why people do anything to try and escape what it feels like to be here, to be present in this moment. The promise with the brown energy is it's saying, I will support you and I will hold you. And it's okay. It's okay. So let's spray it one more time, and just for you to tune into your body. And let's take away the floatiness. And let's all just come back to earth. But not come back to earth with a great big bump. Come back to earth in a nice, flowing, steady way, so you really feel your feet upon Gaia. Okay, let's go with the earth again. So spraying the brown, linking into your feet, linking into your ankles, linking into your shins, linking into your calves, linking into your knees, and then linking into that space underneath your feet. Feel a drawing down energy as the brown energy just pulls you into stability, pulls you into balance, realigns the masculine and the feminine, the right and the left side of the body. Feel your pose strong, secure, and deep. Feel that foundation underneath your feet and know that all is well. I've got something I want to read you. Please don't ask me where to get the book, because the book is out of publication, okay? It's a book called Colour Power by Philippa Merivale. Philippa Pippa has been one of my teachers in this life, and in fact was the first person who introduced me to Metatron, so I owe her a great debt. But she also has been, probably still is, a very good colour teacher. and she wrote this book. I don't know when it was a while back. I did ask her once whether she'd reprint it, but I don't think, you know, people move on, don't they, and they do different things with their lives. But anyway, it's a great book, and there's a page here on brown. Okay, brown. Let's get into brown. This is the words, okay? So these are Pippa's words. Brown. Here is a colour that is associated not with the rainbow and the sky, but with the earth, deriving from the mixture of almost any other colour. It nevertheless blends best with the sparkling glow of oranges, yellows and golds, which lift its energy upward from the earth towards the sun. This blanket hue, which accompanies green as the foundation colour of nature, covers many tones, from the deepest shades of coffee and chocolate through mid-brown, beige and some of the deeper shades of cream. Brown is the colour of autumn or fall, the time of year when the natural world goes into recession to prepare for the next round of activity. It is the colour of hibernation. This strong, earthy colour is nurturing, and when emotions are running high or hard to express, brown suggests the protection you may need, reminding you of a firm land and tree trunks. It gives structure and it gives support, offering a dose of common sense. This is the background colour of bricks and mortar, earth and trees, the colour of the seed that transfers its intelligence to the ground, the earth that supports and the leaves whose compost offers nourishment to new life. Brown gives and receives with the cycle of the seasons. And then, yeah, some brown symbols, which I've got a few here actually. I haven't got a brown table. Well, I have actually downstairs, but got a wooden table. But a few of my favourite brown things, which are just to hand. This is just in my room. You've seen some of these. Is that not beautiful? Is that not beautiful? The brown hue. Does not the brown within the cream make this what it is? This citrine is almost like a raw, it is like brown actually. Can you see how deep that is? It doesn't look like gold to me. It doesn't look like orange to me. It just looks like pure, beautiful mocha coffee brown, chocolate brown. Just sink into that. See how beautiful that actually is. How stunning is that? Okay. And then one other crystal that I just have to hand. Shown you this one before. Brown crystal again. Feel the weight of that. I mean, the weight of it, the strength of it, the solidity of it. Fantastic. Okay, so I give you brown. Let's move on. Let's move on with one of these, because I just want to play today. That's what I want to do. One more time. Anything else to say on brown before I move on? Sandalphon. Feet, he's saying. Feet. Who doesn't love their feet? Loads of us don't love our feet. I don't particularly like feet, I have to be honest. I'm a bit of a, I'm not very good with people's feet. But I know people who love feet. Friends of mine who are the most amazing reflexologists. I had an amazing foot massage recently. I so appreciated it. So again, aversion to brown. It's linking into the earth. It's linking into your feet. Think about that. Okay? Give your feet a massage. Treat your feet. They are the structure. They are the things upon which you walk this earth. Let's go into our next colour that came up as one that people weren't too bothered about. Yellow. I thought this might come up because I've got a friend who hates yellow with a passion, absolutely hates yellow with a passion. And I've said to her before, I've said, you've really got to get over that, you know, you've really got to get over that. That says something. And she's like, what does it say? The thing is, if you think about what yellow represents as a colour, let's put it up. Got a few examples here to show you. Different versions of yellow. Let's just put them up to the camera. I was going to say up to the candle, but actually that's a relevant point. The candle flame is gold, okay? Yellow. So some people are struggling with yellow. That's a deeper yellow. That's more like amber. I'd call that amber, okay? Beautiful. Well, no, for some people it's not beautiful. For me it is, but some people are struggling with the yellows. Okay. And I can feel, because I'm tuning into those of you that don't like it, for some people it literally makes you feel sick, the colour yellow. And it seems to be one of the colours that people, if you don't like it, you really don't like it, okay? It's like, it seems to almost provoke a physical shudder. Well, let's take a step back. What is yellow? What is the colour yellow all about? The colour yellow is linked into the energy of the sun. The sun is the life force energy of our world. Okay, just let's spray it around me whilst I'm talking to you. So it represents the sun. All colours have both what we call a positive side, and they also have a more challenging side. There's no such thing as just a colour that doesn't have something to teach us, something to heal, something to bring forward. They all have both gifts within them, and they also have things that maybe we might struggle with a little bit. It depends whether we're in balance with a colour or we're out of balance with a colour. So if you're really having an aversion, for example, to yellow, you're out of balance with it, because if you imagine this as a ray of light, why would you not enjoy and welcome in and love a particular ray of the rainbow that has always been there and that is there to bring sunshine, laughter, happiness, joy into your life? These are some of the positive qualities associated with the colour yellow. It is the colour of happiness. It is the colour of feeling full to the brim. It's the colour of a summer's day, sitting down on a meadow with a little buttercup and putting it under your chin to see whether you like butter. It's about going back to childhood. It's freedom. So an aversion to yellow sometimes is about blocking out that. Maybe not being very good at actually having fun. Maybe blocking fun, blocking sociability, not being very good at that, feeling socially awkward. It can also be linked into the fact that we don't feel, we don't feel happy. The complementary colour to yellow is violet, and violet tends to be chosen by people who can be quite melancholy. Worst case scenario, depressive as well. Not always, because I'm saying to you that every colour has positive qualities and also qualities when it's out of balance that can reveal something that needs to be healed. Violet personally is one of my favourite colours, and I'm not sitting here as a manic depressive, but I am sitting here as somebody who can get very melancholy at times. You know that about me, those of you that have watched me for long enough. But violet is also a colour that links into being of spiritual service. It's also the colour of balance. But anyway, we're going off track because I don't want to talk too much about violet, because it's one of my favourite colours. We're talking about yellow. We're talking about one of the colours that a lot of people seem to struggle with. So within this, this is almost the answer to lifting that sadness, feeling happy. And you might think, well, who on earth would block that? Why would you not want that? And that's a very deep, complex question. There are layers to that would take some time to uncover and to reveal. There could be all sorts of reasons why subconsciously you block joy. It could be to do with a pattern within you which is about duty and responsibility and putting other people's needs before your own. It could be to do with any manner of things. There's never a reason why we consciously sit down any day of the year and think I'm going to block out happiness and joy. But the truth is, often we are doing that because we're not necessarily maybe following what is within our heart. We are not necessarily listening to what it is we really want to do. We're putting our own needs at the bottom of the pile, and we are surviving rather than living. So yellow is a colour which is almost like wanting to shake you up and say, come on, come out, the sun is shining, let's go and have some fun. The sun is shining, actually. It's a beautiful day out there. And because I live in England where we don't get a lot of sun, I tell you what, when it comes out, it's like, my God, hey, I could do this, or I could do that, I could go here, I could go there. You don't feel the same when it's a grey day. So yellow as a ray is just a colour that wants to lift us. It wants to help us to enjoy life. So an aversion to yellow asks, where are you blocking that? Where are you blocking that? It's also a colour that links very much into the intellect, the mind. Okay, it tends to be chosen by people that often are very intellectual, very much got a thirst for knowledge. And that's all well and good, but not at the expense of the search for spirit and the search for, and the journey of the heart. There needs to be balance there as well. Okay. So yeah, yellow is a great colour. It's a great colour for children. It's a great colour for when you're feeling down. There's nothing not to really like about it in terms of what it can do. It's one of the go-to colours for me, actually. The two are, well, it's very hard for me as a colour therapist to say that because I love all of the colours. As soon as I said that, there were other colours flowing in. But, you know, pink is an obvious one because pink is about love. Yellow is about joy. It's about laughter. It also helps combat fear. That's why I've chosen it for the Fear Fighter spray. Okay, the Fear Fighter spray has to be in a yellow bottle. Yellow is all about helping us to fight our fears. So again, an aversion to yellow may very well be about, well, I sort of might know what my fears are, but I'm not sure whether I'm really ready to tackle that yet. Out of comfort zone stuff, okay? So let's again just hear a little bit from Pippa with regard to the colour yellow. And let's see what she says. So here we go. As you move onwards from the orange part of the spectrum, your eye will meet the harvest fullness and the depth of amber, and then the spring-like freshness of yellow. These amber, yellow and gold hues are the ones that can offer sharp clarity, as well as happiness, rejuvenation, together with fulfillment. Amber may remind us of the wisdom in the earth, gold of the wisdom of Solomon. Yellow may call our attention to the self-renewing cycle of life and usher in the joys of spring. This is the colour of laughter and light, optimistic and effervescent. It is a wonderful antidote to any kind of negative thinking, and it promotes confidence and self-responsibility. Like red, yellow is a primary colour. Yellow represents the power of the individual will. It's a ray that knows its own strength. Like the colours in the red end of the spectrum, yellow is a stimulating ray. But where red acts as a spur mainly to the physical body, yellow has an activating effect upon the mind. Originality and speed are the hallmarks of this ray. And this is the colour of the brightest spark, the bulb that lights up at the stimulus of new thought. It's the torch that shines in the dark, seeing the light of a previously hidden truth. So, I say to you again, let's just bring up the sunrise new dawn. And let me just spray it. And let's just link into the power of yellow. And traditionally, yellow was a colour that linked into our solar plexus. It's still very comfortable there. So just allow that yellow ray to flow into your solar plexus, the core of your being, your stomach. Breathe it in, breathe in the yellow, take it deep into your stomach, into your core, and just see this most beautiful sunflower opening up in the core of your being. And this sunflower has got the most beautiful, strongest petals and head. It's the brightest, biggest sunflower that you've ever seen. And it's radiating warmth and health and vitality and confidence and power. And it's there in the center of your being, brightening, lifting, bringing joy, asking you, when did you last laugh? When did you last laugh so hard that tears were falling down your cheeks? When did you last do something silly and daft and spontaneous? When did you last put fun at the top of your list? And with compassion for self, if you're struggling to think, when did I last do those things? What yellow does is it offers you the opportunity to have another go, to remind you how important it is to maintain your own happiness quota. I've got something that reminds me, actually. I'm just going to get it from my drawer. I hope it's just a case of opening a drawer and getting this. If it's not, I'll be back in a second. You can look at the colours. It was a case of opening a drawer. Going to show you something a bit silly, but I love him. My friend Clara gave him to me. I think he was an initiative that was going around a couple of years ago. It was somebody's initiative in the UK. It was something probably like a laughter campaign or a happiness campaign. And I think the idea was you gave one to somebody, and I think maybe I was supposed to pass him on to somebody else, but I couldn't get rid of him. He sits in my drawer, and he's just like a little happy soul. You know, it's like my inner child loves him. How would you not love that? Yellow. It's about having a laugh, guys. It's about having a laugh. Let's put him there. He can be next to Archangel Jophiel. He looks quite happy there. Okay, we're moving on now to lime green. I was a bit surprised to see lime green, actually, because it's one of my favourite colours, I have to be honest with you. I've also got quite a lot of lime green bottles. Lime green is the colour of the heart chakra bottle for Archangel Metatron. Okay, I'm just going to zoom in on the bottle so you can see. So lime green. We've also got an olive green. Some of you are talking about olive green, which verges on, well, it's a greener shade of mustard, because some people were also talking about mustard, which is more of a yellowy ray. But anyway, there we go. Olive green or lime green. And in fact, the Mary Magdalene spray, she's got a bit of the lime green in the bottom of the bottle as well. Can you see that? But some people don't like it. Some people are saying no, they don't like the lime green. Now, again, this was Pippa, actually, who said this to me years ago. Oh, God, how many years ago? Well, how many years ago? Probably 15 years ago, certainly 10 years ago. And it was probably a colour course I did at that time. And I think the lime green came up in conversation. And I think she used to be friends. I might have got this a little bit wrong, but anyway, the story was, whether it was Pippa or somebody else, the story was that this person knew a designer in terms of home design, the type of people that decide the colours that we're going to put on our walls in paint, the type of people who work out, you know, a year in advance, the colours that are going to be in fashion for sofas and chairs and carpets and home decorations. And this person basically said that they had tried to introduce lime as a colour in the, I don't know whether it was the 90s or something like that, certainly 2000 onwards, and people weren't quite ready for it. And I always remember her saying that people weren't quite ready for it, because it is, I mean, it's quite out there, isn't it? It's quite bold. It's quite sort of in your face, but I personally love it. And for me, this colour, well, not just for me, in terms of colour therapy, lime green, and I'm going to put olive with that because, you know, we're sort of being pedantic otherwise. We're just, they're quite close to each other on the scale. Lime green's maybe got a little bit more yellow in it because lime has got yellow in it. It represents the, I've said this many times, it represents the divine feminine energy. It's the goddess energy. It is the energy of fertility. It links into, it's got both green and yellow within it. So green is about growth, it's about new beginnings. It is about space. And yellow, we've just talked about, yellow has all the qualities of fun, laughter, the sunshine. Put the two together, you've got quite a powerful little colour there in lime. But still, some people are like, not sure about lime. So let's spray it, okay? And let's just see what we can learn today. About the lime ray. And this is what I would class as one of the newer colours. And by that, I'm talking about, it's not one of the traditional 7 rainbow colours, but it is actually one of the colours that sometimes you are starting to see with your physical eyes in rainbows. Because what rainbows are starting to do now is some people are able to see the more ultraviolet light that's there. Not everybody, but some are, as well as magenta that's also showing. So let's just link into lime. And lime by nature is alkaline. It has like an alkaline type energy. Think of literally physical limes that you eat. And think about that slight tartness that they have. But equally, that tartness is also extremely refreshing. It's very, very cleansing. It cleanses the palate. And this is one of the things that lime does. This is one of the reasons why I have it as the heart chakra spray. It's because it cleanses. If you think about the heart, it's a place where we store our pain. It's where we've been betrayed. It's where we've been hurt. It's where we've lost in love. It's the place of unrequited love. It's the place of loss. It's also the place of amazing, beautiful things. But I'm talking about cleansing away something that is painful. And lime does that in a very thorough way, Metatron is saying. It's very, very thorough. It's a bit like, again, in cooking, if you put lemon or you put lime onto a piece of fish, it actually starts to cook it. It's powerful. It's powerful stuff. This ray, okay? And in the same way, if you dropped a couple of pieces of lime juice onto grease or something like that, it'll start to just erode the grease. It cleanses, it alkalizes, it freshens, it's fresh, it's alive, okay? It has that, I'm being taken as I'm talking to you. What I'm actually being shown is like a rainforest. It's not a thick, dense rainforest with dark green. It's actually a rainforest which is just alive with life, okay? And it is, the trees are green, but there is so much sunlight coming through as well that it's merging into the shade of lime and olive green. And it feels tropical, it feels inviting, it feels warm. Place yourself there now and just see how that feels. Also, although this is linked into the heart chakra here, these sprays are very multidimensional. They can be used anywhere in the body. So if I spray the lime, where does it feel as though it wants to go in your body? Okay, where does that ray of lime, that cleansing action, that freshening up, that sprucing up, that washing away, where's that wanting to go? Maybe going into your throat, maybe going into your base. It may be merging with another colour somewhere. For some of you, I'm seeing it's actually wanting to go up into the headspace. It's cleansing that. Okay? Just feel where that colour wants to go. And I'm also hearing it's fizzy. You know, I want to do that to it. It's fizzy, it's sparkling. It's like a bottle of pop. It's got that sort of energy to it. Let's put that there. Now, I don't know whether there are any words for lime in this book, but let's just see, shall we? As I've got the book here. Not really lime. We've got green. which isn't, well, I know it is green, but lime is a shade of green, but it's not quite the same thing. So no, it's not there within this. But of course, any colour, if it has if it's a tone of a colour, as lime is a tone of green, it obviously contains all the qualities of green. So green also contains the energy of boundaries, maintaining boundaries. It is linked into the heart. It's linked into decision making. It's linked into nature. It's linked into. She makes the point here about having green fingers. You know, plants, nature, all of that come into there. So that is my little introduction to just 3 of the colours that were coming up that people were saying, ooh, yuck, not sure about. The other one was orange, which from a spiritual perspective, of course, interests me because orange is the colour of Metatron's flame. It's his attunement flame. And it's a strong, punchy colour. There's no doubt about that. So with the orange ray, we'll just mention orange because he wants me to. Okay, here we go. I've got a couple of orange. It can sometimes be it's not an aversion to Metatron, but it might just be not feeling quite ready yet to wear that orange cloak. When you work with Metatron, you do have an orange cloak placed around you. You're holding his orange flame. Orange is a very, very powerful colour linked to him. But again, orange has many other things going for it. It's linked into the sacral chakra, so it may be showing an imbalance within the sacral chakra, whether that be a sexual block, whether that be a block to creativity, fertility, sociability. Again, don't forget orange, we've got the yellow ray within that. Orange is, it has got the yellow ray within it. So let's just end actually by spraying the orange, shall we? Let's do that. And yeah, let's go for this one. Okay, so beautiful orange ray. Yeah, and orange is associated with people who can be quite loud sometimes. Take it away from Metatron now, although Metatron can be loud. You know, orange is in your face. It's another in your face colour. People who are life and soul of the party types. There's a time and a place for that, and that can be great. But sometimes it can also be grating at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so it's a colour that doesn't seem to have an awful lot of boundaries. It's a colour that doesn't want to be contained. It's the colour of fire, it's the colour of flame. Fire doesn't want to be contained, fire just wants to keep on growing until it is brought within borders and controlled in some way or structured within some way. So, anything else to say here? I don't want to go in depth on orange. The other thing I'm being shown is the traffic lights, and in the UK certainly we have red for stop, amber for get ready, green for go. So amber, orange is this sort of in between. It's like get ready, and some people it's like an impatience with it. It's like, come on, I just want to get going, or I want to stop. But it's that in between, it's that transition type colour as well coming through. Right, well, I think what I'll do to end with is I'm going to pull a colour card. That seems like a good thing to do. So let's reach down and pull a card for us today for the 6th of, well, it's the 6/6 portal. I'm not going to say for today because let's just say the energy of the 6/6 portal. And I'm using the Secret Language of Colour cards by Inna Segal. Let's see what we get, shall we? And of course, different colours treat different ailments within the body. Different colours within rooms of the house can either stimulate or relax you to the point of being horizontal. Colours worn say something about your state of being. Open up your wardrobe and see what colours you've got in there. I opened mine up, I think last summer. I thought, where the hell have I got so much blue? Just like, it was all blue. I thought, where's the rest of it? Where are the other colours? So I've consciously started to add some more colours this year. I've tried to not buy any more blue clothes. Not promising that. but it says something. It says something about you, the colour you wear, the more you learn about colour. Right, one card. Silver. Silver. Funny, there was a comment actually on my Facebook page, and it said, I don't like grey, but I do like silver. So silver here is linked to be persistent, okay, the silver ray. And there is a silver ray within the sprays. There are two actually, one's gone missing, I don't know where it is, but we'll use this one, spiritual protection. Maybe doesn't come across very well on camera, but it is a silver ray. The crown chakra is also silver. A lot of you have bought the silver spray for this month. I mentioned it, and we've had a run on silver. Very protective. Let's see what Inna Segal says though. Card number 27. What's her perspective on silver? Stand up straight and focus on what you would like to achieve or experience. Imagine silver rays of light intertwining themselves around you, strengthening your intention and your resolve. Allow them to hold you up taller and stronger. And now imagine a silver ray of light that creates a bridge between your mind and your goal. For the next 3 days, focus on strengthening the silver bridge until you feel that you are confident enough to walk over it. So I like that. That's about creating this silver bridge, and silver is linked to truth. So maybe on the 6-6 portal or linking into the 6-6 energy, it's about what do I want? What do I want to create in whatever area of my life? And just creating this bridge into the future from the present moment. But also this talks about walking back and forth between the present and the future. So you're bringing the future energy back to the present. And then you take the present to the future. And you go back in that way with the silver ray. I quite like that technique. That sounds good to me. Okay, well, I've scratched the surface. As I say, I could talk for days on colour. There is an awful lot more to say. There is an awful lot more to do. And there are many ways that you can heal with colour. The sprays are one way. Within the colour workshop that I run, we also look at colour breathing, for example. We also include the use of things like coloured silks, coloured crystals, colour visualisation, colour meditations, and also linking in to the colour rays linked to particular things, whether it be an archangel, whether it be a star system, whether it be a quality. Okay, think about blue. Blue is the colour of peace, for example. So it's very, very, it's interesting because it's like there is no end. I've been consciously working with colour since 2005 when I started my colour training, but it's been going on my whole life as it has yours. And there is always something new to learn from it, and what it reveals, more importantly, what it reveals about you. What it says about you. And whenever I have been in trouble in the past, and certainly in the future, I always bring in the colours to help me and to heal me, because your body just gets it. Your body understands that colour is energy, and that energy bypasses the rational mental mind, and it is able to be absorbed. Obviously with the sprays, they're absorbed through the aura. Other ones you can buy coloured oils and they're absorbed through the skin, and also people sometimes use coloured torches, don't they, and all sorts of things. I've just mentioned crystals and scarves and mandalas, artwork. There's so many different ways that you can utilise colour, but it is a language. It's a language that's really interesting to learn, and it's a language which is just very, very rich with beauty. So if you're interested in maybe learning a bit more about that, and if you're able to get there, Canada, Ontario, September the 13th and 14th, that's where I'll be, and we'll be having an amazing time doing that. I'll put the links below. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I wish you a happy 6/6. Bye for now.